Thank you. Thank you, Christine, for media. I know the constraints of the time, we are running late. So we'll not take much of your time, roughly around 30 to 40 minutes. We'll cover up whatever questions or responses that we would like to put before the audience here. I'm Atul Khirwadkar with 45 years banking experience. Currently doing the assignment of Executive Vice President with NUCDFC, that is National Urban Cooperative Finance and Development Corporation of India Limited, popularly known as Umbrella Organization. And we have a fairly balanced team here. Three of us are from the industry and three of us are from the fintech who are serving the cooperative banking sector. The senior most amongst us is Advocate Subhash Mohite, who is the chairman of Pune Association as well as a chairman of a bank and a leading practitioner in law, a very popular name in Maharashtra and very versatile. I'll request all other panelists to introduce themselves so that we can go on very quickly and they'll be able to talk, we'll be able to talk. Please go ahead with this.
Yeah. Hello. I'm audible? Hello.
No, you are not audible.
Yeah, hi. Hi, I am Nitin Wandile. I am from Kessler and I take care of the banking alliances. So specifically in brief talking about Kessler, we are the software as a service provider and we deal with transaction banking products.
Sir, Gopal ji.
Thank you. Audible? So hi, this is Gopal Majumder. I run Rugr, the business, and it's a very newly formed fintech in that way, and we have already started disrupting, which probably I got an opportunity to explain sometime in the morning today, and looking forward to this session.
Yeah. Sumeet.
Namaste everybody. I am Sumeet Phadnis. I am Executive Director and CTO at Sarvatra. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers, the opportunity for us to be here, to be present and express our views. And again, my respectful thanks to Mr. Khirwadkar and Mr. Mohite, whom we are associated for a long time.
Thank you. Ankit, आपके बारे में कुछ बताइएगा?
Hello everyone. My name is Ankit Dobariya. I am from the Varachha Cooperative Bank Limited and I am looking after administration and credit also.
Thank you. To start quickly with the topic that has been given to us. The topic is about the financial inclusion and can the urban cooperative banks be catalyst in that? So catalyst is what? Is an agent which provokes or speeds significant change or action. To my mind, being a banker, being a cooperative banker, financial inclusion has been in our DNA. And add some flavor to it, cooperative banks have been doing financial inclusion for a number of years, almost over 100 years they have been doing it. It was only when the public sector banks did not reach out and they were made compulsion. Compulsion was there from the Reserve Bank of India and central government to open rural branches. What was the idea for opening the rural branches? The idea was to start with the financial inclusion, which these banks were not doing it. And probably I'll take you back to a little history. The first nationalization took place fundamentally under the same principle. Of course, the word financial inclusion was not given. मोहिते सर, मेरा आपसे ये सवाल ये रहेगा कि ये जो फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का डमरू आजकल बहुत ज़ोर से बज रहा है, तो इसके बारे में आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे कि क्या फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन है, किस तरह से होना चाहिए? इफ़ यू कैन थ्रो सम लाइट ऑन दैट.
अभी जो फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का साहब बोले डमरू बज रहा है, सेंट्रल से सब लोग बोल रहे हैं फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन होना चाहिए. हम सबको भी मालूम है फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन होना चाहिए, लेकिन व्हाट इज द मीन बाय फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी सीन? ओनली ओपन द अकाउंट or saving account in the bank is not the financial inclusion. Basically, it is empowering to the people. जो लोग हैं उनको सक्षम करने के लिए उसका अकाउंट बैंक में होना चाहिए, और वो अकाउंट क्या सेविंग का अकाउंट उसने बैंक में खोला वो फाइनेंशियल इनक्लूजन हो या ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. तो फाइनेंशियली ही इज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी स्टेबल, ही इज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी एम्पावर्ड बाय फाइनेंशियली, एंड ये जब होगा तभी फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन होगा. उसमें क्रेडिट फैसिलिटीज आनी चाहिए, फाइनेंशियली जो जो नीड्स उसकी है वो सब जब पूरी होगी तभी ये फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन हो जाएगा, ऐसा मेरा ख्याल है.
Right, sir. Nitin, would you like to add something on this?
Yeah, sure. So, if I have to talk about financial inclusion, I will have to talk about one number. So, we know that 1% of the India's population has 22% of wealth, and 50% of the population has 20% of the wealth. So, this is really disproportionate, and this has to be balanced somewhere. Now, why this is happening? Maybe this is happening because those individuals or those businesses do not have the access to the stable and affordable financial products and services, in spite of their credit worthiness, in spite of the company size. So that access has to be there. And in my view, cooperative banks, because of their reach to the undeserved and underserved section of the society, they can very well help in this financial inclusion and bridging this gap.
Thank you, Nitin. Sumeet, I would like to really ask you, because you have been a programmer and working with a fast-growing tech company. Are the urban cooperative banks really equipped with the appropriate technology to handle the challenges of the financial inclusion? What is your view on that?
I think if you see history of one of the most leading banks in the country, let's say ICICI Bank, I remember 94 I opened an account, and on that day itself I had got an ATM card. So clearly technology, I mean the way I look at financial inclusion is equal to a technology inclusion. So without technology it's not possible to do a proper financial inclusion. And what I would like to add one more thing to what Mohite sir said. It's not enough just to open an account. अभी आज के दिन में अगर कोई कस्टमर के पास एटीएम कार्ड नहीं है या कोई कस्टमर मोबाइल ऐप से या किसी गूगल पे से अपना यूपीआई पे पेमेंट नहीं कर रहा है, तो आई थिंक ही इज इंक्लूडेड, ही इज नॉट फाइनेंशियली फुल्ली इंक्लूडेड. So today's definition of financial inclusion is like embracing the entire gambit of technology that goes along with the banking system.
Yeah.
And for larger banks who have very large customer base, crores of customers, they can afford to invest heavily into technology and set it up for them. They have technology teams which are like few hundred people running a technology team. But when it comes to smaller banks, cooperative banks, right from a unit branch bank to a large scheduled cooperative bank, very few banks are able to afford the kind of technology expenditure required to make everything possible, and not just to run their basic system, but also reach out to the customers and do the inclusion parts. So that's where we started way back in 2006 only. We started with a model where offered such complex technologies on a SaaS model, and that has worked out well. And we have been able to provide this service to more than 700 banks across the country. Almost every district in the country has some bank which is using our services. So it is definitely available, and it can be affordable only if by way of economy of scale. And like that, various solutions are there. There are many partners here. We are one of them. And definitely banks can look at affordable technology to make inclusion possible.
Thank you, Sumeet. Ankit ji, इस subject के बारे में, for this particular financial inclusion, what the cooperative banks are doing right now? What is your view on that?
आज सुबह के सेशन में एक बात कही गई थी कि कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर जो है फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का एक सबसे बड़ा पार्ट है, क्योंकि फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का कॉन्सेप्ट तो अभी मान लीजिए अभी आया, पर हम 100-125 साल पहले से ये काम जो है वो कर रहे हैं। सर ने इसमें बताया कि एक खाली अकाउंट ओपन कर देने से नहीं होगा। सर ने बताया कि इसके अंदर एक डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन भी होना चाहिए। तो मैं पर्टिकुलरली अपने बैंक के बारे में जो मैं बात करूं, तो हम जो है फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन के अंदर क्रेडिट प्रोडक्ट को भी इंक्लूड करते हैं और डिजिटल प्रोडक्ट को भी इंक्लूड करते हैं। हम गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया द्वारा जारी किया जाने वाला ई श्रम कार्ड जो अनऑर्गेनाइज एम्प्लॉइज़ जो है उनको हम एक अप टू 1 लाख रुपीज़ तक का हम एक अनसिक्योर्ड लोन्स प्रोवाइड करते हैं, जो एक कम्प्लीटली फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन और प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लैंडिंग को भी बिलोंग्स करता है, और वो भी एक टेलर मेड इंटरेस्ट रेट के साथ देते हैं। उसी के साथ मैं दूसरी बात करूँ, हम महिलाओं को आगे बढ़ने के लिए हम प्रेरित करते हैं। उनके लिए भी एक प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर का सब टारगेट जो है वीकर, उनको वो एक फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का पार्ट है, तो उनको भी हम प्रमोट करने के लिए उनके लिए भी एक स्कीम हमने बनाई है, वो भी एक अच्छे से चल रही है हमारे पास। ये वो भी एक अनसिक्योर्ड लोन के तौर पे हम दे रहे हैं। दूसरा सर ने बताया कि एटीएम कार्ड जो है वो भी होना चाहिए। तो मैं स्पेशली हमारी बात करूँ तो हमने अब तक मोर देन 2 लाख कस्टमर को हमने अभी तक एटीएम कार्ड इश्यूज़ किए हैं। उसमें से 50% जो है वो रनिंग कंडीशन में ऑन डेली या तो फ्रीक्वेंटली यूज़ होते हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि अपने हम एक बार दे दिया तो फिर छोड़ दिया ऐसा। और एक जो क्रेडिट के बारे में सर ने बोला, तो ड्यूरिंग द कोविड हमने आई थिंक 7,000 लोन्स जो है वो माइक्रो अमाउंट के तौर पे दी थी। हम उसकी अमाउंट की बात करें तो तकरीबन 70 करोड़ रुपीस की वो लोन थी, और उनका जो एक रिकॉर्ड जो अच्छा है वो मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि आज तक उनमें से एक भी लोन सारी क्लोज हो चुकी है, 0 अकाउंट्स एनपीए हुए उसमें।
वेरी गुड। मोहिते सर, क्या आपको लगता है कि ये जो फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का कंसेप्ट अर्बन कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स इतने सालों से कर रही है, इसमें रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया या गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया कुछ एडिशनल सपोर्ट या एडिशनल कुछ करना चाहिए? आपको लगता है कि we need to seek some support or help from the regulators in this area?
इसमें फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन अभी हम सब लोगों ने यहाँ डिस्कशन किया कि खाली अकाउंट खोलने का नहीं, तो उसको बाकी सब फैसिलिटी जो है उसकी उसको देना चाहिए, इसमें उसका समावेश होना चाहिए। और उसके लिए अभी एक आपको ध्यान में लेना चाहिए। हमने अभी बोला कि अकाउंट्स खोलने का है, तो जो सर्वे है उस सर्वे में ऐसा बताया है 80% ऑफ एडल्ट्स हैव द अकाउंट इन द बैंक, बट ना बहुत से अकाउंट जो है तो अनऑपरेटिव है। और अकाउंट क्यों खोले जाते हैं? गवर्नमेंट को स्कीम लाती है, और स्कीम के लिए अकाउंट खोला, पंतप्रधान जन धन योजना वो लाया, इसमें पैसा मिलने का था इसलिए अकाउंट खोल दिया। जब तक पैसा मिलता है तब तक अकाउंट चलता रहा, बाकी बाद में बंद हो गया। बीच में महाराष्ट्र में लड़की बहन योजना वो चालू कर दी, और उसी वक्त उसमें से कई अकाउंट वापस शुरू हो गए। तो उन लोगों को वो फाइनेंशियल डिसिप्लिन जो है वो भी सिखाना चाहिए, और ये क्यों जरूरी है उसके लिए अवेयरनेस जो है वो अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम आरबीआई ने करना चाहिए कि एक अकाउंट को खोलना चाहिए। उससे अभी कई बार आरबीआई अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम बनाती है, लेकिन उससे बावजूद भी कई ऐसे उपाय जो है वो आरबीआई ने करना चाहिए, और गवर्नमेंट ने भी कुछ फैसिलिटी ऐसी दी अकाउंट ऑपरेशन होने के लिए, तो भी अच्छा रहेगा।
सर, मुझे लगता है कि आप अभी भी बैंक के चेयरमैन हैं, तो आप थोड़ा रिजर्व बैंक से डर डर के बात कर रहे हैं, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। मैं एक सीधा सवाल आपसे करता हूं। आज अपने देश में 1472 बैंक है, 1472, एंड ऑफ विच ओनली 600 बैंक्स आर कवर्ड अंडर द डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट, यानी कि यूपीआई, इंटरनेट और मोबाइल बैंकिंग। लगभग 896 बैंक्स जो टायर 1 में है, जो छोटी है, जिनकी नेटवर्क 50 करोड़ पहुंचने के लिए बहुत सारा समय लग सकता है, तो वो जब तक डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट में आएंगी नहीं, तब तक वो फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन किस तरह से करेगी। अब यही चीज़ लेकर के अम्ब्रेला ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिजर्व बैंक के पास मूव हुआ है। और द फर्स्ट स्टेज हम लोग ये सोच रहे हैं कि ये फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन के लिए डिजिटल पे आउट अगर ये छोटे अर्बन कोऑपरेटिव बैंक को अब नहीं देंगे, तो ये फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन एग्रेसिवली विद टेक्नोलॉजी किस तरह से कर पाएंगे। So that's where the Reserve Bank of India is looking at the issue. Nitin, I would request you to tell us what are the new technologies which are coming up which will help these banks with financial inclusion or boosting the financial inclusion?
Yes, yes. So when I talk about the new technologies, I will talk about the two aspects of it. One is which is internal to the bank, and one wherein they can offer these new age technology solutions to their customers. So when I speak about the internal technologies, we all know that the cooperative banks use the applications from various vendors so that they can serve their end customers in a better manner. And it also helps them in a proper corporate governance, reduction of the audit queries, and serve in an efficient way. So whenever these applications are taken, there are codes written for it. Now as per the RBI guidelines, these codes has to be saved in at certain third-party source application. So, and this is because they have to, cooperative bank this way can maintain the business continuity. Now, this mandate is there from RBI, and I would request all the cooperative banks to have their source codes placed at some or other company. I mean, since I am from Castler, I take pride in saying that we are the only company in India who offers source code on cloud. We also have it at the hard place, but the cloud service provider, we are the only one in India. Secondly, about the liquidity management solution, which I would like to talk about. We all know that cooperative banks have their accounts as a sub-member across many mainstream banks like scheduled banks and public sector banks. And you have the balances in those accounts. So if you avail the liquidity management solution, which you can absorb by your own or you can extend it to your customers as well, by liquidity management solution, you can see the balances across all banks on one single platform, which will help you to manage your liquidity on a day-to-day basis, on a real-time basis in an efficient way. So these two products can be consumed internally. However, when we talk about the products for your customers, all the fintechs, including Castler, have come up with many digital collection and payment solutions. We all know that the end customer, be it at the urban or the rural areas, have the Android phone in the hand. They all use the UPI for their payments on collection basis. So these digital products can definitely help them reach you in a better manner and avail your services and open the accounts with you as well. Last point, we all know that the corporate banks are into the credit. They also lend for the specific home loan, personal loan and other things. And for that, the recovery of the home loan also takes place. For that recovery, we use the conventional way such as ECS or NACH. Now NPCI has come up with UPI AutoPay, eNACH like services, which are very cost effective. Plus the time for registration as well as presentation is very less. So if such cost effective and efficient solutions are extended to our end customers, the society can be served in a better way, and also the profitability for the bank can be increased substantially.
गोपाल जी, आपको क्या लगता है, I mean, can cooperative be the catalyst for such a change which is being spoken by Nitin, and what are the requirements? How do you visualize those requirements?
Yeah, I'll give a little bit of holistic view on this. I think Mohite ji was talking about some time back the RBI's role in this whole space. I think RBI has already done a master stroke on this space by allowing merchant acquiring side for the cooperative banks in January this year. I think that has been a significant empowerment from RBI standpoint for the cooperative segments bank. Now, why it is important for this segment of bank? Because in India, almost 1 billion population stay in that area. I mean, say tier 3 cities and village and so, which is called Bharat. And there are almost 80 trillion rupees economy gets moved every year, right? So that's a potential TAM we have. And we have almost few tens of million merchants in that sector. Now, all these things can be, nicely knit into a very compelling use case by having a proper cutting-edge technology solution. Not only that, a partner who is very much taking part into the growth journey of the cooperative banks and hence doing the revenue share. Because this whole merchant acquiring business has one very significant impact. It will deepen your relationship with the merchants and hence the MSMEs and SMEs of that segment of the country. Now, that is a pure organic growth. Right now, it is not tapped to the extent it should have been. It is very much oligopoly. 5, 6 nationalized bank and few private banks are actually dominating this space, directly reaching out to those merchants and doing the technology solution for them. But the cooperative banks are the closest to the merchants because of the social fabric we have, right? Those merchants belong to the cooperative bank segments. They are their own customers, but unfortunately at the end of the day, they're not able to do and leverage full banking services from those banks because of the technological limitations. Now, technology has been a great leveler, right? We all believe that. And obviously, technology will enable these cooperative banks not only ahead, not only at par, sometimes ahead of the big banks also. Because the advantage what cooperative banks do carry at this side of the pyramid of the society, I think nobody else carries it. The stickiness, the relationship, it's like a bank next door, right? That bank next door is not the phrase we can use with same ease for nationalist bank and the private banks, despite having all the technology muscles they have, all the big IT budget they have. I think here is the play. I think we need to have a very sensible strategic partner who actually can make this into reality, because it's all there out there to tap. And once we have that, probably that will be the onset of cooperative banks leading the way of revolution of banking. I mean to say, it is not only a catalysis. I think it is much more than that. It will literally revolutionize whatever we have seen right now on UPI and the urban side of India.
How do you visualize the role for the technology in this area or in this initiative?
Yeah, I think that's what we do believe, that banks should do the banking and technology should be given to the technology players, right? So bank will focus on banking and will take care of the technology. There are players in the market who will do that on behalf of bank, but definitely from the vision standpoint, you got to be very strongly interlocked with the bank. I think one technology is going to again sweep the whole space. Likewise, it has already done so. I think the whole gamut of doing this business, every time, every single banker sitting in this room will be thinking about what about the regulatory compliance? What about my safety? What about security? All those so-called cyber attacks and so many incidents we keep witnessing every day. I think that is where this AI/ML will play a very important role in terms of effective fraud detection and prevention. Also, not only detection, prevention is equally important than compared to detection. I think that is one of the areas where we're going to see a huge, much more significant revolution than what we have seen so far. I mean, so democratizing this fraud and risk management solution with the AI/ML engine is going to be the future.
Thank you, Gopal. You all know that without the technology, the new technology or the AI as has been talked about, the financial inclusion will not move the way in which it has been moving for the past couple of decades. It has to move very faster, because in our country, still there are 30% unbanked population that exists. If at all we have to reach out to them, exclude the kids or children below 18 years of age, there is still unbanked area and we have to move very faster. Apart from the deposit, the lending areas are also there where we are failing short. There are huge opportunities for the urban cooperative banks, and the urban cooperative banks for the past 100 years have been doing this. Thank you all, gentlemen. I conclude this panel discussion, which can go on for another hour, but we have time constraints. Thank you so much. Thank you.